All right, what is going on, guys? This past weekend, or I guess yesterday, was UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Morales, and this is going to be the fights to make after the event. Not very many fighters on this video I'm going to be doing, because I didn't give a shit about most of the fights. And the only reason I put Pennington on here was because she's a ranked strawweight, so I felt, even though I didn't watch her fight at all, I felt like because she's ranked, and is starting to get a little bit of a win streak going, I would put her in the video. But we're going to start off with the main event. Winner. Michael Morales beats Gilbert Burns via TKO, KO. Or it wasn't really a KO, it was a TKO. In the first round. Looked really good in his fight. I don't want to sell it short, but Burns is kind of like a shell of his former self. He's taken a lot of damage over the years. He just doesn't seem to quite have it anymore. He's getting older. He's 38 years old. For Morales, I definitely want to give him a step up in competition. And that's going to be Leon Edwards. So, Edwards in his last few fights was able to get out-grappled. I don't think Michael Morales is going to do that. He's going to be looking to strike. Leon Edwards is going to be looking to strike. I think Morales probably beats Leon Edwards right now. I don't know where Edwards' confidence is at right now. He kind of just seems to coast in fights at times. So I think that kind of costs him sometimes. But I think this is a really good matchup. I think I might have put Leon Edwards with Gary earlier. But, stuff changes. And therefore, I need to change matchups and who I think should fight who. And then there's a good step up in competition for Morales. Even though Edwards took or got dominated by Sean Brady not that long ago, he really didn't take that much damage. Michael Morales took 0 damage, so they should be able to book this for like August. There should be no reason why this fight couldn't be for August. And for, I think Leon would probably take it because it's at least a striker. So he's not going to have to worry about getting out grappled, and he can work on the striking, which is his best attribute, that is. Moving on, Gilbert Burns, loser of the main event. Kind of think Gilbert Burns should retire, I'm not going to lie. He's one of my favorite fighters. I know I say that about a lot of people, but I really like watching Gilbert Burns fights. They're always exciting. And if he loses, they're still exciting fights. But I'm thinking, okay, let's say he's not going to retire and he continues to fight. Who can I put him up against? I came up with someone that is ranked that I think is actually a winnable matchup for him. Might be able to guess who it is. That's Colby Covington. To my knowledge, I don't think Colby has anything booked. Colby's on a bit of a losing streak himself. He's getting older. He is younger than Gilbert Burns. I think he's like 36 years old, so he's a couple years younger than Gilbert Burns. And we know Colby likes to fight old guys that are washed up, which he is now kind of an old guy that's washed up. He's looked like absolute shit in his last few fights. Looked terrible against Buckley. Looked terrible against Leon. I think this is actually a normal matchup for Gilbert Burns. Even if they do this as like another Apex main event, or they put it on like a crowded Fight Night Arena card. I would not. This could probably headline like a crowded Fight Night Arena, and it'd probably sell out because these are, everybody likes Gilbert Burns and everybody hates Colby Covington. But they're kind of both, they're on streaks, losing streaks. I think Gilbert's on a 4-fight losing streak and Colby's on a two-fight losing streak, maybe a 3-fight. I can't remember. I think it's a 2-fight losing streak for Colby. So I wouldn't really think these guys deserve to headline a card, but they could. And I think for both guys, this is a winnable matchup, honestly. For Gilbert Burns, I think he definitely has the power advantage, and I don't think you'd have to worry about the power of Colby Covington very much. We all know Colby has pillow hands. So, and as far as the wrestling, Colby hasn't been able to really offensively grapple in his last few fights. And the last time he really had success with that was with against Jorge Masvidal. And, Gilbert Burns is very solid in the grappling department, so I don't think you have anything to worry about there. I think I would lean Gilbert Burns to win that fight, and I would love to see Gilbert Burns get back in the winning track, and it would be against ranked opposition, nonetheless. But, yeah, I think that'd be a great matchup, and I'd like to see it. So, moving on. Marin Santos got the win over Sadiq Youssef. It was at lightweight. I want to see him go back down to featherweight. I got a featherweight matchup for him. Kind of a step down, if you will, in competition. I don't necessarily want to say that. Sadiq was at one point ranked in the top 15 at featherweight. So this is kind of a step down. And that's going to be against Hyder Amil. Hyder Mill, I think he's 2-0 in the UFC, 3-0, something like that. Decent. You know, they're both kind of. I know Santos kind of has the better wins so far in the UFC. At least the win he just got. Sadiq Yusuf's not a bum by any means. So I think I really want to see, and he's young. Santos is young. I don't want to see him just thrown in there against someone, kind of like how they did with Bo Nickel. They just threw him in there with RDR, and I should have picked RDR to win. I didn't, but he needs to build up. He's young. I think he's 24, 25 years old. He just came off the Ultimate Fighter. I still don't think he's that good. I really don't. I think he needs to take 2 to 3 more fights before he fights any ranked opposition at all. So I think this would be a very good test for him. And then again, for Hyder Mill, same goes for him. I think 2 to 3 more fights for him, winning 2 to 3 more fights. Then maybe he could be looking at fighting some ranked opposition. Moving down. Nursultan Ruzaboyev gets the decision win. I think I found a really good middleweight match. I know he kind of bounces back and forth between middleweight and welterweight. I'd like to see him stay at middleweight and maybe bulk up a little bit. He's a little lanky for middleweight, but I think if he put on some more muscle, he'd be more defined at middleweight. He was able to handle himself all right against Dustin Stolfus. But this matchup I think would be a straight up banger between the two of them. And that is Cesar Almeida. Almeida, I can't remember the guy's name, but he beat him. I think he knocked him out. Is in the Apex. I think this would be a great matchup, a great fight. Ruzaboyev might have the grappling advantage, although I don't. Maybe he would use it just because that's Almeida's weakest point in his overall game. But I think this would be a very fun matchup at middleweight. Very fun striking matchup. It'd be like pretty much probably a kickboxing fight with MMA gloves, is what I would assume this would be. And kind of get one guy going in the right direction on working and building towards working up the rankings. And I know Cesar Almeida is kind of old. So he fought quite a while ago. I think it was in the year. I think it was in February, maybe? I could be wrong on that. But I think he really needs to get back in there if he wants to climb the rankings in the middleweight division. Same with Ruzaboyev. Moving on. Melquizael Costa gets it done. And I think he's like one more win. His featherweight's so stacked. I want to see him get one more win and then give him ranked opposition. And the one more win I think he needs, Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is no bum at all. He's on a win streak right now, and kind of the same goes for him. I think Pat Sabatini would need 2 more wins so he could beat Melquizael Costa and then get one more win after that. I could see giving him somebody in the top 15 of the featherweight division. He's looked really good and improved in his last 2 fights, coming back from the loss to Diego Lopez. And Costa's looked really good in his last, I think it would be 5 fights that he's won in a row. He's looked really good. This would be a very good matchup because, Pat Sabatini has really good power and he's got good jiu-jitsu, good submission ability, decent wrestling. Costa has good takedown defense. Seems to be able to scramble back up to his feet. Doesn't, most of the time, doesn't accept the position and really tries to work to get back up. Was getting controlled a little bit in his last fight. But I think this would be a really good matchup in the featherweight division. Really fun fight. I think it'll be a fan-friendly fight. I'd love to see it. Moving on, Jared Gordon gets a win, calls for a top 15 opponent. I don't think he deserves it yet. I understand, and I even somewhat agree with him. Like his last fight against Hapras, I thought Hapras would win that fight. Very close competitive fight. I did think Hapras won. The fights before that, the Bobby Green fight, the Patty fight, I think he won the Patty fight, and then the Bobby Green fight, he was doing really good until the head clash kind of ruined that one. But I think he needs a few wins. Like, you need a few wins before you can't just because you got fucked doesn't mean that you just get thrown in there. Because every time, historically, if you look back, every time he's fought, like, stepped up level in opposition, he's lost. Like, he lost to Grant Dawson. I think Grant Dawson's ranked maybe 15 in the lightweight division right now. So there's really no good matchup for him that I think is deserving in the lightweight division, even in the bottom half of the rankings. So then get him a couple more wins. Get him on like a 3-fight win streak. Get back in there and Then we'll talk about ranked opposition at lightweight. Yeah, although I'm giving him like a solidly known, decent name. Nobody great. He's decent everywhere. Trades wins and losses quite frequently, but I think he might be on a 2-fight win streak right now, if I remember correctly. That is Alexander Hernandez. Kind of trades wins and losses in the UFC. Kind of bounces back and forth between lightweight and featherweight. Seems really hard for him to make featherweight, but when he does fight at featherweight, he seems to be more physically imposing. And then seems a little bit small for lightweight. But I think he should probably just stay at lightweight. And I think this would be a very good matchup for both of them. I think this would be a fun fight, a fan-friendly fight in the lightweight division. And for Jared Gordon, Alexander Hernandez is a decently known name. He's not a scrub or anything. Maybe a little bit. But yeah, I think he's a good fight. Be a good fight. He's a good fighter. And, you know, get him the Hernandez win, get one more win, and then maybe talk about ranked opposition. Finally, ending off Keisha Pennington. I looked at the bantamweight or the strawweight rankings, and I came up with Lupe Godinez to fight Keisha Pennington. I think this would be a good step up in the rankings. I believe she wanted to step up in the rankings in her next fight. I think she's earned it. Both her and Lupe kind of been on the bad decision end on a few decisions recently. So put them together, maybe one of them will get a robbery against the other. I don't know. But I think this would be a decent fight in the women's strawweight division. They're both moderately skilled women, so I think this would be a fun fight. And winner gets to go up higher in the rankings and fight someone even higher up. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any other fights that you would have made instead of these ones. Go ahead and drop them in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for 76 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 this year, so make sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.